Hello everybody, this is of Dice and Nerds, and today I am going to be making the Lion Son of Pride, Escanor, for D&D 5th edition. As you can see, I've already done it here. I went with a variant human, using the point buy system, choosing the fell-handed feat, in order to mimic his one-shot knocking people to the ground attack that he does, like for example, when he uses his axe against Galland and then just immediately slices him in half. So whenever you have advantage on melee attack rolls that you make with the weapon that you are proficient in and hit, you can knock the target prone if the lower of the two d20 rolls would also hit the target. So at the level that I've built him, at level 20, he has a plus 12 to hit with his weapon. This is all non-magical. Plus 12 to hit with his weapon. And being a level 3 Paladin of Conquest, on top of the Bear Totem Barbarian, he has Guided Strike. So whenever you make an attack roll, you can use your Channel Divinity to gain a plus 10 to the roll. So what that means is you essentially have a plus 22 to hit with your attack, and you have advantage. So almost 100% of the time, if you use this, you will drop the person to the ground in your first hit, because the only way you will miss is if you roll a 1. A 2 or higher, you're rolling a 24 plus. So I thought that it was good thematically for him. Great Weapon Master for the extra damage for the -5. Tough for the extra HP. Adamantine Plate Armor for the immunity to crit damage. The reason I went with Paladin was because of the Channel Divinity to get the plus to your attack, or the Channel Divinity to use your Conquering Presence to frighten the people that you're fighting with your just sheer overwhelming presence. I chose Barbarian Path of the Totem Warrior for the bear because you resist everything but psychic damage. And Escanor is really strong, so naturally you want to have something that mirrors that. So as long as he's raging, he's completely resistant to everything but psychic damage. On top of that, with his reckless attack doing the advantage on all of his attacks, and his first attack dropping them down to the ground prone, and his smiting on top of that with his brutal critical, with the 3 extra damage die for a critical hit, to a maximum of 5 d12s for his great axe plus his divine smite, that's a lot of damage. And like I said, you're knocking them prone with that hit. And even if you have disadvantage on the check, which you really shouldn't with your attack if you're playing him with his reckless attack feature, but if you do have disadvantage on the attack, with the feat that I took, the fell-handed feat, even if you have disadvantage, if your roll was to hit, the higher roll was to hit, but you missed because of disadvantage, you still deal bludgeoning damage equal to your strength modifier. Even if you miss, you're still doing damage. So everything that I've figured out with this is the best way that I've play tested a build for Escanor. Searing Smite to mimic the flames that he uses. Compelled Duel to bring someone into a 1v1 with you, kind of like how he did with Galland, where they had that whole duel to see who would survive. These other spells you see, Armor of Agathis, Command, Speak with Animals, all of these, they are class spells. You just get them as you level up. You don't have to prepare them or choose them. But for my ability scores, I chose 10 Dex, 10 Intelligence, 8 Wisdom, 13 Charisma, 16 Con, and 16 Strength. I took 2 ASIs to increase my Strength to 20, and then spent another 2 of my ASIs to get 2 feats, starting with Fell-Handed for the variant. So, yeah, this is essentially, in my opinion, the best way to create Escanor in Dungeons & Dragons. He's really strong, survives just about anything, and even if he does drop to 0 HP, if he's not killed outright, he stays in the fight with 1 HP, and he can use his Divine Lay on Hands here to heal his HP back up to 16, and so they have to do another 32 damage just to drop you to 0. So that's insane. It's crazy. Which of course is just the barbarian in general, but still, the thematic build is what I'm going for, and I really like the way that it turned out. And I think that if you really wanted to play Escanor, this would be the way to go. If you can see here, I chose Merchant as his background because he's a bartender in the anime when he's not in his sun mode. So using the Merchant, I kind of was using that to simulate the fact that he was a bartender. And he's supposed to be charismatic anyway, so, I mean, it works. I would have liked to have his charisma a little higher, but with the point buy system, you just got to take what you can get, you know. But yeah, so even with the 18 AC, you're still doing plenty of damage and plenty of support for the party just by being who you are. And it's so easy to play this character as the persona of Escanor too, with the whole acting cocky and kind of full of yourself, real prideful. It's real easy, and it makes it really fun. I really like it. So yeah, this is my build for Escanor, the Lion Sin of Pride. Next, I will probably do the Avatar from The Last Airbender, using some sort of a monk variant. So until next time, this is Of Dice and Nerds, and I hope I see you again. Bye.